Good morning. It's Monday Morning Coffee with Kyle and Ann. I'm Ann Rossley. With me is Kyle Harvey. We both work for Baird & Warner in the Gulf Coast office, and we love to talk every week about real estate in downtown Chicago. So Kyle is back in Chicago now, having been in Paris for a little while. And tell me, was it awesome?
Well, it would have been awesome if I hadn't had a cold. So I got actually quite sick, but not with COVID. So that was nice.
Okay. And you managed to do some business while you were over there.
I managed to do some business while I was over there, and I managed to do some cultural things, and I ate way too much, and I've got some dieting to do now that I'm back. So all is good. I'm happy to be home in lovely, not sunny Chicago.
No. Spring's coming, though. It's coming. Our eternal optimist, folks, Kyle Harvey. Okay, I know. I am the optimist of the show. That is for sure. You're our realist critic.
I love summer. I love fall. I can deal with winter. But spring is the cruelest season because it's like spring. It should be lovely. And it is lovely west. In the western suburbs, they have a beautiful spring. We, by the lake, I call it the season of disappointment. Anyway, on to happier things. We've got stats. Let's talk stats.
You want to talk stats? Okay, we're going to talk stats. Here we go. I've got a lot of stats, but in a different format. So good luck to us.
Let's get rid of our names. Let's get rid of our names.
Oh, I always do that. Thank you.
Oh, just because I'd like to see the whole thing.
Yes, as you should. There we go. All right. So median sales price for condos this is all now lakefront communities. Now, this time I said I did it differently. I'm doing just numbers so we can really focus on the numbers. So 395, it's been basically a static for condos, 395, 400, 395, 400. All right, let me change the format here to a single page. Okay. All right. If you look at the 10-year, what?
Wow, no, I'm looking.
Okay, 10-year trajectory. I'll do it with my hands so I don't have it on paper. In 2012, the median sales price for a condo was $280,000. I just told you it's $395, so we're up 35.6% in 10 years. Number of units for sale through March, 3,081, which is down 38% versus March of 21, but is not, 3891 in March of 20, 3980. So it's not horribly off. Just
which one of those numbers was March 2021? The bottom number?
None of them.
No. You have both for 320, and I'm just wondering which one of those two down there was for 321.
Oh! This is 319. You're right. You caught me.
Okay. No, I was just checking. Okay, got it. Yeah. Wow.
So that's what that's all about. Okay. Number of condos under contract last month, 1,695.
Wow.
Down 5.9%. So not really down by a lot. Look at this. In units for sale, way down. Those under contract, not so way down. So
buyers are buying what's out there.
Exactly right. Whoops. Whoa, baby. Okay. Number of closed, 1,398. Only down 3.8%. So interestingly, we talk about how there's no inventory, but that's because they just get snapped up so fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Number closed year to date. So remember how we were talking how last year was so crazy in the first quarter? We're still up 6% versus Q1 of 2021.
Yeah.
So the sales keep marching. Volume year to date in condos is up 12%. In the first quarter of 2022 versus first quarter of 2021.
And that was a crazy first quarter.
Yeah. Crazy. So month supply of condos for sale right now, 2.6%.
2.6 months.
Thank you.
We're with it. It's morning. We're having coffee.
I talked percent. 2.6 months.
That's nothing.
That's down like by a half since last year.
Crazy.
Okay. So the other thing is, buyers often say to us, what's the percent of sales price to list price?
God.
98.7, which is basically 99%. So properties are selling for 99% on
And
average.
let's talk about that in a minute. But yeah, interesting.
So, all right. So let's look at single family homes. Median sales price, $1.2 million, is up 15% versus last year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
We haven't seen double-digit appreciation numbers in Chicago in so long. $750,000 was the price you would pay in 2012 for a single-family home. So we're up 61% in 10 years.
Wow.
750 to $1.2 million, 61%. Number of homes for sale in our market area, 233, down 43%. Number of homes under contract, 216.
Well, that is a reflection of inventory.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then closed.
People want to buy it. Yeah. Yeah. People want to see, they want to buy. They just don't have enough.
They just don't have enough. Year to date, 158 homes is only down 3.1% versus first quarter. Volume year to date, 452 million, is up 8.3% versus first quarter of last year.
Shows the price appreciation.
Look at that. Supply of single family homes is only 1.4. But let's look at the total MRED picture. The number of closed listings last week, look at that. The blue, it's up versus the previous.
Well, it's always the end of the month is always everything closes on March 31st. That's the March 31st close.
Well, okay. I'll give you that.
No. But I mean, we'll see that each month, but you're right. People are
still below last year though.
Yeah, it's way
these months. Okay. Yeah. Residential listings under contract.
Yeah. Wow.
So last week, 3881 in the whole MRED area versus 4174. But here's the good news. Listings are starting to creep up now. And I'll bet you by April 18th, which is the day after Easter, we're going to start seeing a bunch of them coming on. I know I've got a couple, but this trend is really coming up now.
It is, but it's still low. And I think some of this, and we're going to talk more about this, I think some of this reflects what your sellers before were thinking, where am I going to go?
Yeah, absolutely. Single family home, 98% of list. The average showings to get a contract is 12 right now. I guess that's the last stat I have. Okay.
Is that a lot? Do you think that's a lot?
Yeah, but it's not like it takes months and months. You know, they're all in there in the first weekend. Yeah. So my 542 Brompton went on this past weekend, and we had like 10 showings in a weekend, and we're under contract.
Yay!
Yeah. So,
was it an open house? Did you do an open house or no?
No. No, we just had people make appointments, and I just piled them in.
Excellent. Well done.
So that's that. All right. So you've got a topic for us today.
Yeah, I thought because we've been talking luxury and luxury is really hot right now. I thought just based on a query I had from somebody outside looking for this kind of thing, a pied-a-terre. And so in-town home for people who live in the larger area who don't want to commute. And I've represented a number of people just getting an in-town or pied-a-terre. And because I was in France, I have to say pied-a-terre.
Right.
So I got 3 all luxury 2-bedroom apartments on the near north side. And I chose the near north side because sometimes when people want a pied-a-terre or an in-town, they want to be close to restaurants, public transportation, cultural
Lakefront.
stuff.
Yeah.
Lakefront. So I chose the near north side. Okay. Will you pop it up?
Oh, I forgot. It's me.
Problems. Sorry, people. I'm still having problems with technology. Goddamn Google. Sorry. Touch language.
There you go.
Okay. So the first one is at 840 North Lakeshore Drive, and that is a Lucien Lagrange building that was built in 2004. It looks like a building from a more classic era, but it's 2004. And this is we go to the next one, a 2-bedroom, 2-bath for just under 1.6 million. And I chose each one of these are going to have outdoor space because that's also a nice feature when you're choosing luxury. So it's a beautiful building. And it's also got a garage space deeded, which is important for a lot of people who are driving in. So these are in towns for people who are driving in. So having parking is important, but keep going.
I actually sold a unit in this building as a pied-a-terre.
Yeah.
It was a couple from Highland Park. So,
oopsie, that's the kitchen. I usually spread that out more.
There you go.
Bedroom, just looking really pretty, clean. You wouldn't have to do a whole lot. And as Anne will attest, you can see from this very small but pretty balcony, you can see the fireworks at Navy Pier Wednesday and Saturday nights. But also take a look. You can see that this balcony has electricity. I'm thinking that's a gas line below. And so guess what? You can barbecue. So one of the things I like about this building, which I keep talking about, and I know I drive people crazy, the taxes are, considering this is a $1.6 million list price, the taxes for this are $13,000.
What?
Yeah, because the building is leased, the land is leased from Northwestern, and that's less valuable when you're calculating.
That's right.
So
yeah, sure.
That's actually a value.
No.
Okay, the next one is 118 East Erie. This was marketed in 2012 when it was finished as the Ritz Carlton. Is it still the Ritz Carlton Apartments?
Yeah, it is.
It's one of the Ritz Carlton managed, developed luxury buildings. This was built on one of the few remaining buildings from the era that I remember growing up in Chicago. These kinds of buildings were all along Michigan Avenue. So this is at the corner of Michigan and Erie, and it's 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1.5 million. And I just thought this was so smart. You know, just this is the foyer to the unit. So pretty, pretty, pretty. Keep going. Look at, I mean, I almost want them to leave the furnishings. It's really beautifully done.
It's lovely.
Firebox, beautifully, you know, it's move-in ready. You don't have to do a thing. But for example, this is probably a little bit smaller, and the taxes on this are $26,000.
But this is the suite to the master here. You've got the entry, you've got closets behind. Over here is the bathroom. It's lovely.
I didn't show this. I didn't show all of, and here's another view of the kitchen, or here's a view of the kitchen.
The kitchens in this building are lovely.
Yeah, just absolutely clean, beautiful, transitional, just as nice as you can be. And look, the outdoor space. So, and that faces east. So again, you can sit there and watch the fireworks because they go above the building. So
the Ritz is a great place for people who want to be pampered and want total turnkey, because you've got a concierge, you've got a butler in this building. You
have stuff downstairs. You've got a wine room, a cigar room. You've got you could have dinner parties in their communal dining room. You can do all sorts of things. So having a small apartment in this building feels like a much bigger apartment because you can use some of the common space that nobody uses. I mean, I've never seen anyone in any of it.
And you really do feel when you walk in this building that it is elevated.
Oh,
everything about it, the way you're greeted, the common spaces, it's just very elegant.
Very secure, lots of staff. So it's an expensive HOA fee, but it's worth it if you love turnkey and want to be in the center of everything. Okay, so 360 Illinois is West Illinois is a little different. It's much more of a loft feel for people who want a little edgier existence. This is in the area known as River North, and It's, there are restaurants nearby. It's a little further from the lake, but you're close to the river. So
Close to the river, close to, if people care about this, East Bank Club. There are lots of
yes,
people who like to spend time there. This would be a good location for that.
yes. Okay, so this is, as you see, much more of a loft feel. Keep going. Pretty. It's 2-story.
You see others over here, yeah.
And so the non-primary bedroom is on this floor, and they've closed it off with sliding screen, sliding sort of translucent screen doors. So it feels, yeah, it's over there. And the windows there overlooking the river, or not overlooking the river, but nearby. So it's just it's a bright space. Keep going. Then this is the second floor, which is the main bedroom, sort of lofty area, which has this really very pretty out. I think I have another picture of the outdoor space. So a really good size deck. So
right.
And so this one is because it is $760,000 for people who don't want, and that gives you a sense of the $760,000, and again the taxes are $13,000. So the same as the 1.5 or $1.6 million one on Lakeshore Drive, the taxes are the same because of the difference in the value of the buildings.
Kyle and I were talking before we went on air today about how people find their real estate agents, and we were talking about this. A lot of people see agents listed on Zillow or Realtor.com. Agents pay. You ever get frustrated when you say, I want a 2-bedroom in the near north area, and then you get these listings that you didn't ask for? It's because agents are paying to put their property forward. And then they're also paying Zillow and Realtor.com trying to get your business and your leads. So when you see an agent pop up and you call and it's not the listing agent, that's why. It's because somebody's paying to try to get your business as the buyer. So Kyle and I would say probably not your best way to find a realtor that will be best for you. Now, there's another category of businesses out there that claim to be there to help you find a real estate agent, but really what they're doing is they're spending advertising dollars, and then in return what they do is when they tell you to work with Jane Doe because she's got X qualifications and X testimonials, really what they've done is they've said to Jane Doe Realtor, we'll put your name here and put you out as a potential real estate agent if you give us a referral fee in exchange for the business. So I don't think a lot of people know, Kyle, do you agree that when they call a Home Light, they call, Ramsey Solutions, those companies are getting a referral fee in exchange for getting a name. So,
and they don't vet the agents.
Sometimes they do. Now Ramsey does, they vet them, but it still doesn't mean it's the best agent because you're relying on them, and there's no person to person. It's just filling out a form, right? So let's talk about how to choose a real estate agent.
Well, so it's tricky. I get it. When you're moving to an area and you don't know anyone and you don't have a relocation package. That you're moving, you want to find somebody, but you don't have the referral from friends. Because really, friends will tell you who they've worked with and who they work with.
Personal referrals are the best way. You can do that. Okay, so let's say one of my clients is moving to another area.
Right.
I would hope my clients would tell me, because we are part of Leading Real Estate Companies of the World and Luxury Portfolio International. And Kyle and I actually call and interview the agents on behalf of our clients to make sure they're getting the one that knows the area and so forth. But let's say that you are moving to Chicago and you don't know Kyle or me, so you're in need of a great real estate agent. and you get some names that bubble up, maybe because you see their listings online, maybe because you see a Google ad. Let's talk about the things that you should ask the real estate agent. All right, Kyle, you and I, length of time is the first one that US News and World Report says you should ask.
Well,
Tell me about that.
So you've got on this show people on opposite ends of the spectrum. Anne has been doing this for how long, Anne? 30 years, 25 years?
30 plus years, yeah.
30 plus years. I've been doing this for 5 years. I was a lawyer beforehand. Anne has a depth of knowledge and experience. I have 5 years of experience with a lot of business, but I don't have the length of time. But each
length of time, as we discussed it, is really more like, do you know your business? Do you know
how to do it?
And the real question is, you don't want a junior person who's just been doing it for 6 months or less, who isn't committed to knowing all there is to know about the business. And Kyle, you grew up in a real estate family, number one. Number two, a lot of our work is related to the law. And number three, you have worked relentlessly to learn the marketplace. And a lot of agents don't do that. So, I can tell you maybe what happened with a building 20 years ago, but what matters is having the context and to be able to understand what's happening in the marketplace. So I think you and I would both agree length of time is important, experience is important, success is important, but the most important thing is how diligently is the agent staying on top of it.
Well, so let's start with, because I sort of think of what would I want my friends to have in an agent. So let's say they're moving to Pittsburgh. The kind of things I would want from an agent are good judgment, common sense, diligence, good interpersonal skills, an understanding of the market and technology, and an interest in the market and technology, so that they can be the platform, because this is what we really do, is we put deals together. We provide you information, not data, information on the properties that are available, what makes sense and what doesn't make sense considering your needs, etc. So you want somebody who's going to be the platform on which you can put together a deal and can hold a deal together throughout the sort of precarious process of getting a deal done. And that is people skills, that is technology skills, that are market skills, but it's all of those things. And that's what I would be looking for. So the questions to get at that are, one, to the point, how long have you been doing this? But two, tell me about the journey. What's my experience going to be like doing this, working with you? And then that will tell you the most. And whether that person can describe for you effectively the journey experience, and whether that description resonates with you, whether it sounds to you like, yeah, I want to go on that journey with this person.
Right. Well, no, I think that's very, very true. So, how do you determine that? Explain to me in the marketplace right now what I have to do to be successful, And a few years ago, it might have been to negotiate well and to find a property that most closely met your needs. Today, it's like, do the best you can. And I'm going to help you win the negotiation because the market's so tight. Right?
Well, one of the things, and I'm going to say this about Anne, when she presents an offer to other brokers of her skill, they know, oh, good, I'm going to be working with Anne. This deal will come together if it can. She's got she understands what needs to be done. She works well with her buyers. She knows what's going to happen, and she's going to work with me to get this deal done. Right. And that is something that it's hard to ask a broker, when you're interviewing them, how well do you work with others to land this deal?
Right.
Because
Right.
that's
There are some agents out there, and you just had a transaction like this where the other agent was an alarmist and was not actually blew the deal up for her client, right? Because she overreacted and didn't handle it.
well, but clients are scared, especially in the or nervous, not scared, nervous, especially in the luxury space. Ann and I work with a lot. We work with people who aren't buying luxury, but we also work with luxury buyers. And so you have to be the voice of calm and reason, and we've got this, and also saying, if it doesn't make sense, we can get out. But let's explore, let's continue to see if this makes sense. So let's continue to go forward, see if we can reduce the risk. Let's continue forward, and then we'll make an assessment. But projecting calm is so key.
Right.
Good Lord.
Right. But no, definitely. And you know what? And this happens, if you sense a real estate agent has a big ego, run the other way, because it's not, the transaction's not about them. It's about you as the client. And we will do what's right for you and put your interests first and not stir the pot up to like show our value, because that's worthless. That's not good for you.
So
But there are some people who do that.
I'm working with, so luckily, as I was working with some alarmists and people who really made it a lot harder than it needed to be, I'm working with a gentleman who is a dream. If I could have him on all my transactions, because we solve problems together for the transaction's benefit. I mean, everything that comes up, it's how can we make this easy for each other, for the client, for the deal. I mean, it's such a dream, which makes me, because you start to think when you're dealing with difficult people, like maybe it's me, maybe I'm the difficult one.
No.
But then when you work with somebody who's great, you're like,
Exactly
this is
right.
how it should be.
And Kyle and I work diligently to be that agent that the other agents say, phew, I'm working with them. So, and you know what? I don't know how you determine that. I don't know how the public does, except to,
Or maybe it's how you interview that person. When they're asking, like when you are interviewed, when you're being interviewed and you go on listing appointments or any kind of interview with a client, you're not talking about me. This is what I did. This is who I am. Me. You're trying to understand their needs, and you're talking about process and deal and sharing information, rather than it's the Ann Rossley show or the Kyle Harvey show. Because if that is what you're getting, and sometimes those people are very impressive. I mean, there are some very impressive people in our business, but really it's about you, the client, and the transaction, and not about the agent.
Yeah. So I would say one last thing, and I've been asked this before. How many listings are you currently carrying?
Mm-hmm.
Because there are agents out there that are carrying 25 listings at a time. But if they have 25 listings, those properties either A, are not getting shown, or B, they're having a junior person show it on their behalf. I've handled as much as 12 listings at one point in time, and I wouldn't ever do more than that, because I can't be there to show the property. I make sure, and I know you do too, Kyle, that when somebody asks for a time, we will do everything we can to accommodate the time, because the other agent has asked for that with thoughtfulness. So so that's a valid question to ask, I would say.
It is a valid question to ask, and here's also another thing. There are agents with teams. I don't want that. I am offering a much more bespoke, custom, personalized
style. Yeah,
just because that's the way I want to do business. There are some great teams out there. I'm not going to poo-poo any teams. I'm not doing that, and I'm not offering that. So you're never going to find me with 12, 15, because I couldn't do it. I mean,
And I'm not saying a team is awful, but what I will say is I've cleaned up a lot from other teams out there where the sellers had a bad experience. And so then they've called upon me, and then we've gotten the deal done, and they've gotten the communication that they were hoping for, the care they were hoping for, and the attention. So,
yeah.
So that's my 2 cents.
Those are good senses. All righty, people, thank you for tuning in. For all of you who are still with us at the end, it's been a pleasure.
And we look forward to seeing you next week, right?
Yes.
Happy